What's up, family, friends, YouTube? There's another message from Tyrone Madison. I just wanted to talk about something serious today because I was having a conversation with my fiance, and we was having a conversation about why so many young black people have to grow up so young. They have to be like 30 years old in lifespan time to deal with some of the things they have to deal with on this earth. I was one of them people. I remember it was times that I went to the refrigerator when there was nothing in there, or in the cabinet where there was nothing in there, and my little brother and sister were hungry. I used to walk through the neighborhood and just ask people did they want something from the store, and they'll give me 50 or 60 cents or something like that, or 20 cents for going to the store for them. And I go to the store for them and buy for my brother and sister because I thought that was the right thing. I mean, I just knew that that was the right thing to do. But so many of us young black women and men have to grow up super fast. We have to be 30 years old when we 10, or we have to be 20 years old when we 7 or something, because we have responsibilities and in our culture, in our society, they do us like this. I'm sorry about the lighting, man. It's the garage I'm into. I'm out here getting bit by mosquitoes in Texas. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, back to the subject. So many of us have to grow up so young. We have to be old souls, you know. Like Michael Jackson was speaking about, he never had a chance to be a kid. Some of the things that he was singing about, you could tell that he was an old soul because he was singing about love and passion and a whole bunch of things when he was like 5 and 6 years old and selling millions and millions of records because obviously he's been here before. A lot of us been here before. That's why we forced to grow up so fast and so early. I've seen 7, 8 year olds really cooking full dinners for their parents and stuff like that, you know, and cleaning up the house and all that. And it's using their kids as little slaves or something. And that's where slavery starts, I think, with the child. Because we can't look at our children as slaves, man. And that's what a lot of people do in our community and society, period. A lot of people they use their kids as slaves. Tell them to take out the garbage, do this, do that, do this, do this, do that, da 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 da. I know we have to give our children responsibility and make them go out in the world, but man, what type of world are you trying to bring them in? We human beings, man. Everybody grow at a certain pace. Everybody do things at a certain level. Some people get above, above each other. And, some people are at college levels. Some people are at high school levels. That don't make them bad people. Some people are at kindergarten levels, even as an adult. That make them bad people. No, don't make them bad people. We all just got to come together, man, because it's the world that we live in. It shows that a lot of people have to grow up before their time, and unfortunately, it puts a lot on the human mind because no one expects. I think I was only maybe 10 years old when I went to the refrigerator and there wasn't a sandwich to make. And I went to the cupboards and there was no peanut butter and jelly or no crackers or nothing like that. And I had to go out and create a situation where I can feed me, my brother, and my sister. Now, my brother is a year younger than me, and my sister is 2 years younger than me. I was the oldest of the family, and we all had to make something happen. I just couldn't watch them starve, and I couldn't watch myself starve. I was hungry too, obviously. It just, the thing I'm saying is that a lot of us black people in this world, we never had a chance to be a kid or have fun because we always had to grow up a lot faster than a lot of other people. I mean, we had people telling us when we were, I can remember when I was 9, I had people telling me that, hey man, you gotta watch out because these white people will kill you. I never had that thought or never worried about that and nothing like that, but I experienced it and learned in the real life that yeah, it's possible that somebody white could kill me for no reason, just because I'm black. And your children have to go through this. My grandchildren go through this. And we're still going through the same thing today. That's what's crazy to me. Why are we going through the same thing today when we all can just come together? All this individuality, it don't matter who has the best mansion or the driving in the best Bentley, because if all of us suffering and we not progressing and moving towards a better future for ourselves, what good is a Bentley gonna do you if just you and your family enjoying a Bentley and just driving around in a Bentley, but after you and your family die, everything is gone. You have nothing else, nothing left in the world. We can't take this material stuff with us, but we can make a better future for our children. We can stop making our children slaves. We can stop treating our children like slaves because we were treated like slaves. You know, you don't beat on your kid, man, because your kid made a mistake, broke a glass, uh, lost a fight, whatever the situation is, man. We can't treat our children like that. We got to be better than our generations that came before us, you know. And it's just, I thought that this it was a very important subject to talk about because a lot of us young black people, even today, they growing up really fast, man. You have to be 21 when you 8. Look at Chicago. You got kids in Chicago at 8 years old carrying assault weapons around because they're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to protect their life. This is the world. This is the environment that they grew up in. Y'all have to understand that. We have to understand that. It's an environment that they growing up in. This ain't the environment that they chose for themselves. Where they see their little sister get killed at 2 years old because their mama going to the store and somebody shooting us out here, shooting and doing all the stuff that they do. They don't care. All they care about is self-preservation. They're looking at they feel like they're in a war zone, and this is the only way out. Each man for themselves. I don't care what happened. You know, it is what it is, and that's a sad thing. That's a very sad thing. We got people out here, man. That's like I said, that we out here as human beings. We're forced to grow up at a young age. A lot of us, white, black, Mexican, Hispanic, whoever, we've been forced to grow up at a young age and been robbed of our childhood. Only reason why we've been robbed of our childhood Let me explain to you. Because of white supremacy and because the country that we live in is supposed to be a great country and supposed to, have prosperity for every human being. But that's not true. Because if every human being was prospering in this country and doing well, we wouldn't have the problems that we have. I don't have to go through that. Y'all know the agenda. Y'all know the problems that America face. Uh, and I've seen kids uh, in Palestine and Iraq, and we think that we have to grow up fast. You got these kids over there doing things at 5 years old that you would never think that they can possibly do. Like they've been on the planet for like 30 years already. They're over there taking care of whole families at 5 and 6 years old. That's pretty deep, man. We have to think about certain things. I know maybe a lot of people don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm not trying to get famous off this stuff. I'm just trying to give you guys real knowledge. I don't care about getting famous or how many views I get. I don't care about that stuff. What I do care about is the human race and human beings. And the human race is making children grow up way too fast, man. Y'all making the little children be adults before they can be adults. And then you wonder why they struggle in this life and why they have a problem in this life. Why the pressures that they have on them. Because they're not supposed to be thinking as though or of the things that they're thinking of at 10 and 11 and 12 years old. That ain't supposed to be the case. We know this. So why are we putting the pressures of an adult on a 10-year-old? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And the world is sad because of that. It's sad, man. We supposed to put children first and and let them live their lives, man, so they can have a good life, man, and have a good heart and know that they're coming into a world that's safe and secure. But they come in a world that's safe and secure if you're making them an adult at 3 years old, or if you're making them adult at 7 years old. Like a lot of us had to go through. I know my cousins had to be grown before they wanted to be grown. Maybe some of the decisions they made on their own because they had babies and stuff like that at fucking 14, 12, 13, 14 years old, trying to have a baby and not even knowing how to take care of themselves yet, or not even knowing about themselves, not even knowing who they are, and trying to take care of somebody else. That's real difficult to do. That's a very difficult thing to do. If you don't know who you are, and you bring in someone else in the world, how you think that's going to affect the other person that you bringing into the world? And that's why it takes a village to raise a family. It does take a village to raise a family because, wow, if you got three, you depending on 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds to change your baby diaper for you because she can. And you want to train your baby to change diapers at 2 years old. That's not her responsibility. That's an adult responsibility because you brought the baby into the world. And now you want your 3 or 5-year-old to change diapers because you got to go to work. Because the system got you messed up. The system got you thinking that the system is more important than your family, more important than you, and everything. We have to start thinking for ourselves, look outside of ourselves, because the universe gives everything to everybody. The same as these people that we using, they're getting it from the universe. They're getting it from the planet. So everything they get from the planet, why we can't get from the planet? Everything that you see that's visible with your eyes is made from this planet. I don't care if it's a freezer, a couch, a chair, a table, a lamp, whatever it is, they got it from the planet, from the universe. And the universe said, we give to all. We don't just give to one source. But the government got you thinking that they just give this information to one source. That's why they come out with the cell phones and the computer, all this fancy stuff. But the true thing is that you can get the same thing from the universe. It's offering us all the same thing. It's offering us all the same thing. They just taking advantage of it and keeping the knowledge from the regular average human being. Because they know that we can grow our own food. They welfare when every human being should be living in happiness and prosperity. But y'all ain't got nothing back in y'all. The fake money that y'all got, the monopoly money that y'all playing with, all this money that y'all owe China and all these other places, y'all trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. Y'all supposed to be the smartest people on the planet, though. Y'all supposed to be the ones that went to the universities. I ain't never been to a university. I barely got my GED, but I have it though. I'm just saying though, these are the people that say they're so intelligent. How you get $33 trillion in debt as a country? How do you do that? And you say you got the best universities and you got the best education, you have the best health care system, you have the best of everything. How can you say you have the best of everything and you failing in the major part of everything, which is the economy, the money, the currency flow? How can you say that you're the best? USA, United States of America. How can y'all say y'all the best of everything? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. How can we be the best of everything and we failing at everything? We have the worst school systems on the planet. You know how many the Asian people or the Chinese people, their mathematics skills, their computer skills, their computer science skills, their engineer skills, their science skills on point. But us, we messed up. Why? Because they don't want to give us, they want to give us love, understanding, knowledge, creativity. They hide these things from us. They don't want you to be creative. They don't want you to be innovative. They don't want you to be none of these things. That's why when they do get someone that does it, like someone like Oprah Winfrey or some of these famous stars, you all already know, that give these inspirational ass speeches and try to make you feel like you're supposed to be $1 million. But guess what? That ain't the way it is here. That is not the way they portray this country, where they showing all this lavish shit, where Oprah Winfrey living good and all these motherfucking big ass stars living good and all that shit. But the average American is living bad. The average American is living, even if you rich, you still living bad. Even if you middle class, you still don't feel like that you at the place that you at your plateau that you're supposed to be. Even if you're a millionaire, a billionaire, damn, you be like, damn, it's still something else I need to be doing. I know that. I know that feeling, family. Thing is, bros, it ain't no hope for the human race until we come together, bros. All the division, all the hatred, all the confusion, all the different religions, all that stuff, man, it's got to be kicked out the window, bros. We got to come together as a human family for each other. I don't really get it. I don't get it. What's wrong with wanting the best for each other and pulling each other up and not ever putting nobody down? I don't care. I looked at a video today, and the guy it was a minister, and he slept at the end of his church. He slept at the end of his church, and he wanted to see how many of his his church uh, members passed him and walked by him. And he explained. He said, when I was in a limousine, and then when I was in a limousine and I came in my fresh suit and my nice shoes, he said they wanted to touch my shoes because they thought I was a god. He said, but when I was on the other side, everybody passed by me. Everybody didn't want to stand by me. Everybody mistreated me. So he went inside of the church and he went up to the podium. He was trying to go up to the podium, but it was two other people holding them back from going to the podium because they wanted to be on their own, whatever. And when he spoke, they realized that he was the minister. So they let him go up on the podium. But this minister, he was a special minister because, you know what? He taught his congregation a valuable lesson. It could be God outside waiting there with no shoes on and no coat and no money and all bummy and stressed out, nowhere to take a shower. But he could just be pretending that he's in that situation, like this minister did. He was pretending. All these good people that say they were Christians walk right in the church, right past that brother, then offer him a shower, then offer him to come to church, then offer him to get his hair cut, then offer him to uplift him in any way, shape, or form. They walk past him. How many of us do that every day? Just walk past somebody and leave them in a bad situation and leave them in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I know that I know that you ain't the king of the world and that you can't help everybody. I know that already. So you ain't got to tell that story to me because I know a lot of people, you can't help everybody. I know that. You can't. You cannot help everybody because some people are villains, stealers, robbers, thieves, rapists, all that stuff. You got to be careful with that. I understand that. But if you see a man on the streets He ain't got no water. He ain't got no job. He got a headache. He been out in the streets all day. You see him with a backpack on, and you just gonna walk past him and go to church. You can't say that you're a really good Christian if you do that. You can't say you're a really good Muslim if you do that. You can't say you're a good Judaism if you do that. You can't say that you any good type of religion if you that kind of person. Because that person that you just passed by might be God himself. That might be God on the ground. And that's why God says you got to open your eyes, man, because he's everywhere. God is everywhere. You don't know who he may decide to take body of because he's he can transport into anything that he want to transport into. That's why he's God. He could be anybody that he want to be. He could be a king one day, and he could be a bomb the next day, if he chose to. But this minister tried to, and I'm so glad that he put it out in the light, that he tried to show his church. He teaching his church with knowledge. Y'all shouldn't have never done that. Y'all shouldn't have never walked past me and seen me with no shoes on and never offered me a pair of shoes. Y'all see my pants raggedy. Y'all never offered me a pair of pants, but y'all marked y'all butt up in this church. Y'all never offered me a hair or a shower, knowing that I might smell bad because I've been on the street for 3 or 4 or 5 days trying to find something to eat. We have to think outside of ourselves, family. We have to know that God is everywhere, number one. He could be in any one of those people, man, or any one of these children that I was just speaking about. That's why you see these children do the things that they do. That's why you see that it's okay in God's eyes that they childhood is snatched away from them, and they have to grow up and be from 5 to 30, or from 10 to 40, or from 15 to they never had a childhood. I'm one of the children. I could say I never had a childhood. I always had to be a grown man. My mama left this planet before my mom died, of course. That's like any other human being would be. But I'm still here. And I'm trying to make a difference to the world, to show the world that everybody that's 8 and 9 years old can't be grown. They can't be grown, man. I had the responsibility of taking my brother and sister back and forth to school at 9 years old. And we had to walk a very long way to get back and forth to school. And one day I decided to run across the street faster than my brother and sister. My brother made it right after me, but my sister, she was hit right here in the temple with a car. And I remember her flying in the air. We were going to take pictures in school that day. We were all dressed up to take pictures for our parents that day. My mom was in the hospital already dying. She had yellow jaundice at the time, and she was in a coma. And so my sister got hit. She got hit right there in the temple. And the car flew up way in the air. I remember she had this red and white polka dot dress on, but the dress full of blood full of blood. And me and my brother just ran home. We ran home, man. We was so fucking tripping out. We was tripping the fuck out, bro. We was fucking yelling and screaming and crying because we didn't know. We was so scared, man. And I told my dad, man, she got hit. My sister got hit, man. She got hit by a car. What? What the fuck? Motherfucker, y'all let y'all sister get hit? He started cussing us out and blaming us. But knowing that he was an adult, he should have been picking us up from school and driving us home. But me at 9 years old, I had to have that responsibility of taking care of my brother and my sister. So it was all on me. It was my fault that my sister got killed. Boy, wasn't my sister got killed. She didn't get killed, but she got hit by a car. And my dad was telling me at the time, he was like, so you know your mom in the hospital, and then you gonna let your sister die too? You gonna kill 2 women in the family, Tyrone? And I was just like, wow, Pops, it's a lot to be putting on a motherfucker that's 9 years old. But I didn't think about it at the time. I just sucked it in and was like, damn, I'm a fucked up ass individual. Fuck, man, I'm fucking up the family. That's what I was thinking at 9. I was thinking this at 9 years old, bro. And then, boom, my sister got out the hospital. She made it. Thank the Lord she made it. And she's okay now. She's a little crazy, but she's okay. But yeah, man, I'm just saying though, I don't think that I should have had the responsibility at 9 years old of taking my brother and sister home and making sure that they made it home safely when my father had a car. He had a car. Well, guess what? He didn't want to use it. Fuck it. Let me use my son. And that's why I say we get back to that slavery stuff, man, because you can't use your kids as slaves, man. They ain't no slaves, man. They saw certain things 9-year-olds can't take care of, man, as a responsibility of what an adult should do. We already, but I mean, I know that now, living in the world, but I would never put that responsibility on a 9-year-old or 7-year-old, 8-year-old. But at that time, I guess our parents felt very comfortable with doing that. Very comfortable. But guess what? We got fucked out of a childhood because of that. We didn't get to live childhood. And that's what white America don't really understand. Things that y'all do, the things that y'all say, all this stuff, man, it's it's unnecessary. Because we can come together as human beings and be a great race, period. Human race. Fuck all them titles that they giving us. But the human race is the most powerful race on the planet. If aliens came against us, or anybody just came against us right now, who you gonna think gonna come together? It's gonna be the human race. We got to come against them if they coming against us, right? If it's aliens fucking coming against us, and we the human race, are we supposed to save the human race? Or no? We're just supposed to let the fucking human race disappear and fucking let the aliens take over? No. Come on, man. And if y'all look at all these movies and see what's going on, y'all see that fucking aliens coming down, taking over planets and shit like that. Basically, y'all just describing the white people that took over everything from black people and made them live their whole life completely different from anybody else on the planet. And now we adopted a new lifestyle, new religion, new education, new everything because of these people. And I'm not saying all white people are bad. There's a lot of white people that would probably go to war for a lot of black people. Tim Wise, I listen to him. He's a white person that, I just want to put his name out there. His name is Tim Wise. He's a Jewish person, but he's speaking on the behalf of black people because he see the injustice of what's happening to black people all over the planet and all over America. And God is bringing it out of them. The Jews don't even understand. They go like, damn, where the fuck did this Jew come from? Why is he telling all these black people the truth about shit? What the fuck is going on? Well, we got to kill him. They ain't killed him yet, but I'm just saying though. I don't know if it's part of their plan or some trickery shit. I don't know. But this white boy named Tim Wise, you can look him up on videos. He all over YouTube. His name is Tim Wise, and he's speaking on the behalf of black people and saying the injustice of everything that happened in this country and why white people think that they have white privilege in America. Why do they do the things that they do? If you have a soul and a spirit, why do you do the things that you do? Why are you being evil? Why are you being mischievous? Why are you hating a race of people for no reason? There's no reason behind you hating black people for no reason. You can't say that you just hate black people because my father hated black people. Really? So why do you hate black people? Oh, because they eat chicken. Really? You're gonna hate somebody because of what they eat? You're gonna hate somebody or what they do because they prospering and that they showing you can see throughout the whole United States everything that black people went through. We all can acknowledge this, that black people went through hell in America. It's still going through hell in America. When are we gonna wake up and stop this bullshit? We have to stop it, bro. It's time to move on to a different lifestyle, a different planet. What I mean by a different planet means that we all get along as a human race and we see what we can do as a human race to rise above what we've been trapped in, because we're trapped in this nightmare. And a nightmare is having everybody hate each other, have everybody disrespect each other, have everybody go against each other. And that is not what the human race is about. I love you, and I love God, and I love everyone that listens to this. I hope that you get some knowledge from this, and I'm just not spilling on and going on about crazy things, but I'm just saying that I think it's a very important subject to let people know that children have to grow up a lot quicker than people think they have to.